Hello everybody. I've been waiting to go on this trip with my camper down to Florida, but the weather has not been cooperating. I replaced the lead acid batteries that powers the camper via solar with some lithium iron phosphate 300 amp hour batteries. And I didn't want to leave when it was cold because you're not supposed to charge or discharge them when they're below freezing, and it's been between 9 degrees and 20 degrees where I live. But there was finally a break in the weather. I had one day to leave, and it's a good thing I did because today it was 15, 18 degrees and it's supposed to be that way all week. Well, that's okay because I've already left, but I'm going to start publishing the videos documenting the trip, where I went, and the efficiency of the new refreshed 2022 Model X towing a 2,000 pound New Camp Tab 320 trailer. But I figured I'd start everything off by talking a little bit about the trailer and what it has to offer. So here it is, and you can see this is the day before I left. It's made out of aluminum, so it's light. I installed some blink cameras on the back and front, anticipating having to drop the trailer when I'm charging at times. These mounting rails came with it. You can buy accessories that mount to it. I just have 2 cameras on it. So I'm going to talk about some of the things I changed with this, but it comes with a lot to offer. It's a little pricey. I think it was around $22,000. So that's an outdoor shower. I have the handle off because it was winterized. That's an exhaust to the left of that, and here's the water, how you fill it, or maybe you want to just hook right into water at a campsite, and also the TV. That was the shore power to the left of the water. That antenna is for FM radio. Here you have a cassette toilet for the wet bath. It's really nice because you can just take it out and wheel it into a rest stop like a piece of luggage, and you just pour it down the toilet. I put in some 802.11 directional antennas, and here, that box in the front, I added. It's got a generator in it, and I got a generator that's dual fuel. I just want to run it off propane, so I don't have to worry about gas going bad and things like that. So there's a welding company in town. I added a second propane tank just for the generator, and then the other one heats the water, runs the stove, things of that nature. I added this, $100. I found it on Amazon, and I had 4 AGM batteries hooked up in parallel because it only came with 1 deep cycle battery. There's a solar panel, but I replaced 2 of those batteries with a 300 amp hour lithium iron phosphate. I kept the other 2 in there unhooked in case something went bad because I put it together at the last minute for the trip. Fire extinguisher, I'll go inside in a minute. Nice handle to grab onto. Here's a DC TV. It's DC powered. Storage in the back, 2 speakers, has a real nice sound system, some lights. Everything runs off of DC. So that's a surround sound to the left of the microwave. It comes with a microwave. I added a Roku. That's the heating and cooling that heats this thing. The only things you can't run without shore power is air conditioning and the microwave, but I put an inverter in so I can actually run the microwave. The Jensen TV is DC powered, so when you're off the grid, not shore powered. Here's the wet bath. That's the sink in the back, and that hose is actually a shower head that mounts on the wall. And a little toilet. That's where it mounts. Some storage up top, not a lot. You got a lot of storage underneath the sink. I added a MiFi hotspot, so I always have internet. The stove, 2-burner propane stove that hooks into the 1 tank that was outside. 12-volt fridge, does a real good job cooling. you can freeze it if you turn it to the highest setting. In here, I actually did some networking. Everything I buy is 12 volt because I throw the adapters away and I tie right into the 12 volt power. So that's just a bridge that goes into that firewall hanging on the wall. And I actually VPN back to my house so I can play the Xfinity app. It makes me look like I'm at home because the local channels you can't get when you're away from your house using the app. If you haven't guessed it, I'm a little bit of a nerd or a geek. That's a compliment if I ever call you that. And some more storage. The snow melted a good bit, but I still have it there. Here's the control panel. You can turn all kinds of accent lights. You can turn the water pump on and off. You can see I only had 3 bars. The first button was the battery. Now with that 300 amp hour, I don't have any problems. So here I am leaving on Sunday, January 9th, and I'm not going to get into my first leg of the journey. That's going to be over the next day or two. I'll keep publishing these as I'm traveling. I am actually currently boondocking somewhere undisclosed in Georgia. If you can find me, say hi. But I have already been through 2 days of travel. Again, I'm in southern Georgia, ready to get into Florida, heading to Jupiter initially. I discovered some things once I started towing with this, because I really haven't. But there are some improvements from the earlier models, because I had a 2020. To hook up the chains to secure your trailer, and even the plug was very cumbersome on the older Teslas. It is a dream to do it now. So I'll show you how you do it now. I don't have my 2020 anymore. If I find one out in the wild, so to speak, I'll try to get some images of it. But just understand, this is one of the improvements that people really didn't pick up on, because I don't know that many people towed with it as much as I did with my 2020. I was all up through the Northeast and down the East Coast. I'm from Northeast to Pittsburgh, so for instance, to get up to Baileysville, Maine, it was about 850 miles, and I made that trip a couple times. But so yeah, I want to highlight some of the things that I've seen now that I've been on my first official road trip. It's going well, no issues. I'm stopping at superchargers, and I'm not going to do a full review, but I'll talk about some of the problems I encountered towing. There was one really bad situation where I just couldn't get in with my camper, but those will come in the next couple episodes. I'm going to travel down to Jupiter, then Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to drop my trailer at one of my friend's house. I'm concerned about trying to boondock in Key West. Everything I read, I've never been there, but everything I've read tells me it's going to be very hard to do. So that being said, I'll include the superchargers. I'll show you the stalls. Some of them work very well, and you can stay hitched to your trailer. Others, I have to drop the camper and go supercharge. I've stopped at many more than I need to, because I just figured I'd stop at as many to include in the video. But I could have made it with much fewer stops. So yeah, please subscribe, like the video, follow my journey, and you'll see how I do on this. I don't know how many, it's over 1,000 miles, maybe 1,500 miles each way. I don't know that I'll document the trip home, but I plan on stopping at some beaches and islands in southern Georgia on my way back. So thanks for watching the video to the end, and I hope to have you view some of my upcoming ones. Look for them every other day or so. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.